offer from one of those online companies? Well, I'm gonna tell you a little story about a recent client that I worked with, and I'm gonna let you decide what you think. So I had some recent sellers that reached out to me. They were moving out of state and they had a very tight timeline. We're talking like 30 days to sell and get settled in their new home out of state. And so they thought that the best route to go would be to reach out to one of these online companies and get an offer before talking to a real estate agent. So that's what they did, and they were amazed that they got an offer that they thought was great. They were really thrilled with the price, so they emailed back to this company and told them they'd like to take the next steps to go forward. That's when they got the big surprise that that number that they were first shown, after that there was gonna be 20% fees taken out of that number. So they weren't so happy anymore once they realized what their bottom line was. And so at that point, they reached out to me and we sat down and talked about what I could do as far as marketing and selling their home and how much I thought that we could get in this crazy market we're in. Well, one of their big concerns was their timeline, of course, and they just didn't want anything to fall through. And so they were nervous about buyers that had contingencies and financing, and what if they ask us for all these repairs? Well, long story short, we go on the market and of course they get multiple offers. They ended up with a contract price that was the highest price ever sold in that neighborhood. So they were thrilled with that, but not only that, they got an as-is cash offer. So they didn't have to go with one of those online companies in order to get a contract like they were looking for. They actually closed in a matter of a couple weeks. They had no contingencies and they didn't have to do any repairs to their home. So I think the misconception that a lot of people have is that it's an easier route when you go with one of these online companies. But I think this story shows that's not always the case. We're seeing more cash buyers in the market now than ever before. And sellers do have the upper hand as far as getting the terms that they want and they need in order to make the closing happen. So, is it worth it to sell to one of these online companies? In most cases, I don't think so. So why don't you reach out to one of us on the Cole team today, and we will talk to you about your options and show you how we can make that happen for you.